Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. Exciting news for every Arsenal fan around the world. Not that, nothing is more exciting, of course, or nothing is more exciting than the Premier League and us being top of the league. Thank you, you Gunners. 5 points clear of second place, which is City. January's up. So I wanted to get together with you and let you know really about not everything transfer-wise that happened in English Premier League and around Europe, but highlighting the most important transfers. But of course, you're going to ask me, or you're going to wonder where I'm going to start, and I'm going to tell you, Arsenal Football Club. Of course, as usual, we start with our beloved Arsenal. Cedric Soares, our right back. Listen, Cedric Soares saw no hope after Tomiyasu being world-class, and of course Ben White, that was supposed to be, when we bought him from Brighton, a center back. But because Willie Saliba is doing good, Gabriel is doing great, then what happens? Ben White is a right back. He also did great. He was like, hey, whatever I can take, and I love that about Benny White. So of course now Cedric Soares wanted more football. Mikel Arteta said, can do. Got two that are performing at top speed, and I want to win the Premier League and win any games in every game I can. So now he is loaned to Fulham. I think Cedric Soares will be starting in Fulham. Now, we move from Cedric Soares to the underperforming Albert Sambi Lokonga. Hey, listen, Albert Sambi Lokonga is a good player, but young. I don't think he wants before he does. Maybe he doesn't know. He's not told. Listen, I see a lot of potential with this kid, and I think he's gonna do a great job at Arsenal at some point, or whatever club he's gonna end up with. But at this point, he was not cutting it for Arsenal when he came on. Lastly, we talked about that. I don't want to take you through that, but he didn't do great. Sambi Lokonga is out of Arsenal on loan to Crystal Palace, London. A bit of London rivals. It's across town, so he doesn't go far, and hopefully improves his form and gets lots of game. Crystal Palace are having problems. Hey, listen, hopefully Sambi Lokonga is a bit of an answer so they can stay afloat and not go down, relegated. Marquinhos, let's just talk about Marquinhos real quick. That was a little weird for me. Arsenal loaned Marquinhos to Norwich. He's going to play Championship. Hey, listen, Championship is a very strong competition. Okay, FYI, which is what promotes you to the Premier League, of course. So it's very, very competitive. And he went to Norwich. He's going to get some playing time. I don't know if I would have let him go anywhere. He's a great player, but hey, listen, maybe he's not jiving with the team. Maybe Mikel Arteta will have the answer for that. And the most important and exciting news for Arsenal Football Club, for only £12 million, and yes, I say only, because £12 million these days is a bargain somehow. I don't know how. Yeah, when you hear these hundreds of millions of dollars, this just becomes just change, right? So for 12 million, Jorginho from Chelsea, your new arrival for Arsenal Football Club. I think he's a great footballer. He's wearing the number 20 jersey. I remember Juro, not Giroud. That was an Arsenal defender, if you remember him. And I also remember number 20, Matthew Flamini. We all know and remember Matthew Flamini left the club, came back, scored at Tottenham. Great goal. So we'll never forget Matthew Flamini. So Jorginho will be coming to you from Chelsea Football Club. Of course, you can see this kid is Italian. He feels deep. He is an Italian footballer, plays with heart. I like watching him. He's an excellent footballer. He's good on the ball. He's very clever. He's a good link player. He breaks plays, so he could be a good partner for Xhaka and Partey, because the problem now that we only have Xhaka and Partey. So that's a great buy by Mikel Arteta. Actually, this is very smart. Let me talk about this for a second. He went to Chelsea and bought Jorginho. You know what? It's very smart. I'll tell you why. Jorginho is a very experienced midfielder. He's very experienced not only with his country, with Italy. He's not only a good player, but he's also played at the Premier League. So he knows what it takes at the Premier League level. And Mikel Arteta does not want to go and integrate somebody from outside now that don't know anything about, the Premier League, because the Premier League is a different animal. Whatever you are, whatever you come from, and we all saw, and we're going to talk about, one of Europe's great, Joao Felix, Leaves Athletic Madrid, goes to Chelsea. Didn't do great. But anyways, let's stick with Arsenal, our beloved Arsenal. Jorginho, welcome to Arsenal Football Club. We love it that he's there. And again, an intelligent buy by Mikel Arteta. Only cost 12 million for the Italian from Chelsea. Hopefully we see him play soon. He's a very exciting player. And then we're going to leave Arsenal. And those are the most important highlights for the transfers, like I said. And we're going to go to Chelsea, where we got Jorginho from. So I don't know how many players. I think 18 players Chelsea just bought in the last, 6 months. Seriously. That is the stat. And they cost so much money, it's not even funny. It's not just about spending money on good players. It's about the chemistry. Are they going to be able to play together? And hopefully they don't buy all these players and then all of a sudden Graham Potter is fired because he doesn't look good still. With whatever players he's buying or whatever players Chelsea's buying, they look horrible. Joao Felix looked like an outcast from Atletico Madrid, came in, boom, red card, out. You bought Lukaku, let me remind you, with 113 million. Greatest failure of all times. Pogba, Man United, 106 million. Failed. All these over 100 million, I'm going to remind you. They all failed. Every player you got more than 100 million. Today, Chelsea went to Benfica and bought Enzo Fernandez, for what? For 106.8 million pounds. Yes, 106.8 million. I don't know what the 0.8 is. Make it 1.07 or whatever, but too much money. For 100 million pounds, just give me this money and I'll make you a football club. That's a lot of money for one player. Anyways, Chelsea has it. We're probably going to hear very soon that Benfica is the richest club in the universe. They're selling players left and right for 100 million a pop. We see now who went to, what's his name, that went to Nunes, that went to Liverpool. And now we see, Enzo that's going to Chelsea for this much money. That's a lot of money. All right? And then we're going to go through real quick and tell you what's happening. Shane Duffy, Brighton to Fulham, undisclosed. We all know that undisclosed means I don't want to say how much it is for some reason. It's not like a secret. Diogo Montero, Servette to Leeds, undisclosed. Harrison Ashby, West Ham to Newcastle for 3 million. Jude Sunsa-Bill, Chelsea to Tottenham. Don't know him, never heard of him. Undisclosed. Joao Cancelo, like we said last time, had a fight with Pep Guardiola, decided to leave the club, went to Bayern Munich. Guess what? His first game with Bayern Munich, played 70-some odd minutes and did 2 assists. He did great. He looked so good. It wasn't even funny. I don't know how Pep Guardiola, over personal reasons, can get rid of a Joao Cancelo. Sorry for Man City fans. But let's go next to Nathan Obuku. That's FDM Fieldmaster Sporting Club to Leicester City for free. Susa Lukic, that's Torino to Fulham for 8 million pounds. And we all know Felipe from Atletico Madrid. He's now also going to Nottingham Forest. Pedro Porro, Sporting Lisbon to Tottenham on loan. Don't know him. Keylor Navas, we all know Keylor Navas from Paris Saint-Germain. He is going to Nottingham Forest on loan. And Jonjo Shelvey, the Newcastle ex-ball guy like me. Jonjo Shelvey, good footballer. Jonjo used to play for Liverpool too. Let's not forget. He went from Newcastle to Nottingham Forest. I think when Joe Willock went to Newcastle, he took his space. But now Jonjo Shelvey is going to Nottingham first and disclosed. Harry Souttar, Stoke to Leicester for 15 million. We know he's been doing okay in Stoke. I think he's a good player. We'll see how Harry does. He comes from Stoke. He comes from Championship. Will he be the solution for Leicester's problem? I don't know. Leicester's problem is bigger than that. It's called Brendan Rodgers. Anyway, another one that we know, Marcel Sabitzer. Sabitzer came from Bayern Munich to Manchester United on loan. Now, if I'm Manchester City, give me Sabitzer. He will do good for me. He's a good player. Don't forget that Nagelsmann signed him when he was at RB Leipzig. And then when Nagelsmann left RB Leipzig and went to Bayern Munich, he actually took him with him. He bought him. He's a good player, but there's too much competition in his position in Bayern Munich. You're not going to play over Götze and Kimmich and Jamal Musiala and this saturated midfield, and they're getting, great players, Bayern Munich. So he decided to leave on loan for Man United so he can play. We may see him play next to Casemiro. That could be an interesting partnership, but I don't know how he's going to suit the Premiership. So he left Bayern Munich and went on to Man United. Next, from Rennes to Southampton for $22 million. Kamaluddin Sulemana. We know Rennes is actually the only team, not PSG, the only team that is unbeaten in France. So from Rennes to Southampton, £22 million, a lot of money. Paul Onachoa, Genk Southampton for $18 million. And nothing else really looks any interesting for me to tell you about. Anywho, that was transfer news, January 2023. I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe it really, but I am. January 2023. Jorginho, welcome to Arsenal. And it's good news that we have such a good midfielder and somebody that can rest Xhaka and or Partey. We saw when Partey went out last time in front of Man City, Samuel Congo came in and we had conceded a goal. So it's vital that so Mikel Arteta's way of playing to always produce, win, and not lose is to have the right players at the right time. And I think Jorginho is a great addition. Thank you so much, Arsenal Football Club, for watching and listening and tuning in. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you again, and see you next episode.